All right, another DEI video with a little twist. You all know how I feel about DEI policies in general. You should if you've been watching this channel enough, but this is a good one. This one I definitely appreciate. With all of these companies rolling back their DEI initiatives, Costco has decided to double down on diversity, equity, and inclusion by increasing their initiatives. So I definitely wanted to share this. I think this is great news. I've been shopping directly and indirectly with Costco all my life. When I was younger, my parents shopped Costco. I think they still do. And I shop Costco now myself. So I think this was an excellent move, and I think this was not a marketing stunt. I think since I've been old enough to pay attention, I've always noticed that Costco has been more inclusive when it comes to hiring, and so I thought I believe that this is a real move, and I for one appreciate it. I think this is dope, but y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
A lot of people doing their shopping, some of them specifically choosing Costco after other companies ditched their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Our Brittany Miller spoke to shoppers today in Harlem.
This wasn't your average trip to the grocery store. Every purchase had a purpose.
We're going to shop where we're wanted.
100 members of the National Action Network joined Reverend Al Sharpton to shop at Costco in support of the company's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Shareholders recently voted against a proposal to assess the risks.
This is not a boycott. This is a boycott, where we are buying into companies that are supporting DEI measures.
This comes days after President Donald Trump signed an executive order to get rid of DEI programs. Related documents on websites like the U.S. Office of Personnel Management are gone. An HBCU conference at Rutgers University, funded by the Department of Labor, was canceled. The president has also called for all federal DEI staff to be put on paid leave and eventually laid off.
DEI started to gain traction after the killing of George Floyd. Corporations came forward and said, we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with.
Recently, Amazon, Walmart, McDonald's, and Meta have all rolled back their policies. The latest company to ditch DEI is Target.
I think many of them are realizing that these DEI programs were unfair. We find out when it's actually implemented, it's more like discrimination.
That's not true at all.
DEI programs basically prevent us from going backwards to a time when white supremacy and white straight men ruled the law of the land.
Yeah.
So we are trying to prevent that pushback, which is clearly happening in this administration right now.
And this isn't the end to their call to action. Reverend Al Sharpton says over the next 90 days, they'll identify businesses who have abandoned those DEI policies and boycott them. In Harlem, Brittany Miller, News 4 New York.
Well, there you have it. I think I'm actually shocked that Target rolled back theirs. They are another company that I have always thought was more inclusive, even before the DEI wave, you know. And just to recap, my biggest issue with the positions of DEI that were put in these companies has not been what the positions were quote unquote designed for, but just the fact that I felt like, and with the rollback of all of these DEI initiatives, it's just confirming what I had always felt, which is that these positions were put in place not to actually help anybody, black folks, women, just minority groups in general. These positions were put in place to make it look like these companies were doing anything. And me personally, I'd much rather them just flat out not be inclusive than try and pretend to be inclusive on paper, and get support from those that they don't really truly want to support. That's my opinion. And I'd much, it's like, I used to tell, a couple of the homies when we were applying for, we used to apply for jobs together, right? And one of my boys would tell me that he didn't want to put his picture up on his LinkedIn simply because he didn't want them to know that he was black and not give him an interview. And my thing was, my picture would be on my LinkedIn, bright as day, just simply because I would rather a company just flat out not hire me because of the way that I look, than for me to get to the interview, walk in and waste both of our time simply because they don't want to hire someone that looks like me. Right. So if someone contacts me on LinkedIn, for anything, they know what they're getting off bat. Like there's no confusion about that. Right. So right off the gate, I'm like, we can just talk business because there's nothing to hide, right? If you're hitting me up, you should not feel uncomfortable with working or dealing with a person that looks like me, right? And so that's the example that I give when it comes to these big corporations, especially the ones that are rolling these measures back. They never wanted us in there. They never even it wasn't a feeling of it wasn't a genuine move on many of these companies' parts. And so part of me is somewhat excited to see that some of these organizations are rolling back, because now I know now it's confirmed who's real and who's not, right? And so when I see Costco, again, a company that I've always felt was pretty inclusive, doubling down, that makes me feel better every time that I walk into a Costco. It's going to make me feel better that they, not only are they, it's not just about the DEI for me. It's a big organization that's deciding to go against the grain. And if y'all know me, y'all know that's how I am. I like to go against the grain. I don't like to go where everyone else is going. That's boring to me. And I think I appreciate Costco for that. I think, like I said, I do not think it's a marketing stunt. I think it's something that they were already doing, and for them, instead of just falling to the wayside, they probably said, hey, this is a big deal that we are choosing not to remove our diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. We need to let that be known that, hey, we're different, and I think that's dope. I think that was a great business move. I think that was a great just corporate move overall for Costco. And, we'll see where it goes. I don't need to, I go to Costco every week. That's where I get my meal preps and stuff from. So I don't need to overdo it. I just need, it just makes me more comfortable to be able to shop at Costco. So this is dope. Definitely wanted to share this. Again, this is a video, kind of a turn of events, or a different direction with all of these, companies rolling back their DEI. So probably won't see too many of these companies, right? Especially ones that we've heard of. So yeah, y'all get out there, y'all support Costco. Let's do our thing. All right. But either way, y'all let me know what y'all think. It's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.